Doo.
Some stars. Hey, Greg. He's not here, but he came in, so that is why we need to monitor, because we can't see people that come in unless they talk to us.
Yeah. All right. Huh? Ah, there it is. Mm-hmm. Got sound.
There's Twitch. Oh, that's the last thing to show. Come back to YouTube. That was the other. I don't know if I can share that. I'm make sure it's running. No.
All right.
On the Periscope.
I said hi from YouTube, actually. It has. I said hey hey and a wave on Twitch.
Ah, there you are. Make sure I'm
Yay! From Twitch.
Oh, it's up at the top. I was looking at the bottom for...
No, it loads the other way.
Okay.
That's why I'm actually condensing this some.
I'm going to split screen the lounge and Periscope.
Okay. I got the Twitch on lock.
Cool.
Okay. I am hearing that well, so I'm going to take it out of my ear. If anybody comes into chat, let me know.
Okay. Will do.
Alright. I'm going to play some Doom!
Oh. So you can actually type in that chat.
Yeah.
Nice.
I just have to press right control when I click on it.
iMusic Party Doom ! Nice. I like it. Cool.
Alright. Oh, you betcha.
Gotta keep it moving.
Yeah. Aha! I'm not sure.
Okay. We were kind of doing a bit of character development between our staff at the Harold Hill Think System School for the Imaginary.
Yes.
That is a fucking mouthful, by the way.
Mm-hmm. Well, I never intended it to be something that you say all the time.
Well, now it is, and wow.
Yeah, what were we gonna start with? We're talking like we had school stuff and then like a school battle.
Yes, like for the classes, like the first two classes, communications, which is essentially the welcome and character creation portion, getting enrolled in school properly, kind of working out the details of the character sheet and getting those things done via a welcome class with the pay to boost character.
Heard.
And like, I don't know what the name is yet, because hopefully somebody wants to name him.
Hopefully.
Otherwise, we'll come up with something badass. It's fuck people. We're doing this either way. And then the second class was self-defense, using abilities in combat.
Hell yeah.
Because out on the road, as an artist, it's dangerous. So you gotta be able to defend
Don't
yourself.
go alone.
Yeah, don't go alone. Take your personal power. And, okay, so after that, there should be a performance class.
Okay. Performance class.
Because it is supposed to be an arts school.
Yeah. For the imaginary. It's a STEM school of arts for the imaginary.
And that'll be like a which I assume will come into class after that. During the getting up and down. And then?
Yeah, I had to turn on the restream bot.
Ah, that might help.
Yep.
I don't know.
Did you sign into the Discord on restream? This is your restream we're using now. Yeah, it would probably be best.
Well, technically it looked like it was, but let's try that again, shall we?
If I see something on my restream. Testing. Connection careful.
Did not pop up.
Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
Good. How are you? Can you hear me?
I can.
Awesome.
Am I coming across well?
You are nice and clear.
Nice.
Yeah, we are still trying to get some of this stuff working out. Our restream chat is not collecting our comments and putting them in the Discord at the moment. It's always so disconcerting hearing myself play back like 30 seconds later.
You can mute yourself and still come through as me.
It's on the live stream. That's like I am muted in the party chat.
Okay.
It's where I'm monitoring Periscope
Gotcha.
that I'm hearing. That's why I was like, ooh, I won't have to monitor anything. But then I won't see when people we come in, and I won't be able to greet them. So that sucks.
Mm-hmm.
How are you doing tonight?
Oh, I can't complain. I mean, times are tough with everything going on. I'm losing some income, but fortunately, I'm going to be able to defer my car note for a few months.
Oh, that'll be helpful.
That'll be a big help, yeah.
Yeah, things have definitely been tough. That's one of the things with this that I'm hoping is it generates some income by having a game. I'm gonna include some pay-to-play features so that the audience can influence the story.
That sounds really cool.
It will make less work for me if I let them pay to be part of the story. I'm making it a pay thing because I'm not just accepting anybody's idea. Depending on how much work it's going to add to me to alter the game to fit it in is going to depend on how much it costs to implement that change into the game. But I thought it would be pretty neat to have characters that are a non-player character that's part of the party that people can boost to help the party. I'm also going to allow people to boost the villains in the game. So it should be interesting to see how that goes. It definitely adds an element of the unknown to what can happen in the game.
No, that's really clever.
But there is not a fee to sit at the table. You are not going to be charged to play this game. Don't worry about that.
Have 3.5 rule books. Do you think that the D20 standard resource document would suffice good enough?
Yes, because I'm not going, I'm focusing more on story than rules, and, the last game that I ran for people who knew D&D, and it was my first game. I had barely played D&D before that, before I started taking over for these people who knew each other and had played a long time, so most of the game was spent fighting over semantics, and it pissed me off.
Yeah, I had to get rid of a few players like that in my time running Pathfinder. I don't really have that problem now that I'm on 5e, but 3.5 has a ton of beautiful customization options for making a character that's mechanics reflect your backstory choices.
Nice. That's kind of why I wanted to sort of see what the party's going to look like before I start really detailing any of the creatures and stuff like that. Also, like, have some training sessions for people who are new, who haven't played before. Kind of get the feel of how everything works and how the party works together and how it works on a live stream with a live audience. There are a lot of aspects to work out, so the tutorial school sessions allow us to get some things figured out before we dive deeply into the game.
Yeah, I've been wanting to get some experience working with streaming games because that's been one of my goals since I first started running. Critical Role was one of the parts that got me into it. That and a coworker at the pub that got us into Pathfinder. I had played 4th edition Dungeons and Dragons when it was relatively new.
Nice. Yeah, I've had the thought a few times that it would be interesting to run a game online, but I always thought it would be like a group of people sitting together, and so I started looking into things to do that and saw that some people did it online from a distance, and I was like, that might be interesting, but with our gigs being canceled and the income stream dead, like, we have there's no jobs to go get right now, and like everything has come to a halt, so we've got time to try to figure this out, so let's see if this will work finally. But like, our computer is dying, so we've had to use his mom's computer to start doing streams and stuff. It's been really stressful.
Okay, so I downloaded one of the editable PDF sheets.
Okay.
And this is almost exactly like the old Pathfinder sheets I'm used to running with. So it's just the skills are a little bit more broken down on some of them. Things like escape artist and use rope. Those are kind of lumped together in systems I'm used to. But I imagine they give you more skill ranks in this system to help alleviate that.
And those kind of things are probably going to be really important for the aspects of the game, since like this is going to be heavily story focused on being performance artists, and it's a performance arts school, and so the students are learning performance arts. We've got musicians and dancers, and I made spellcasters, like pyrotechnics displays, fireworks, kind of stuff like that. So, like, classes will be, the communications class will be a welcome, like, working out the character details and figuring out everybody's character sheets. And then the second class will be self-defense, because it's dangerous out on the road as a traveling artist. So you're going to learn using abilities in combat situations in safe zones. And then have a performance class where you actually, like, learn to use your skills in a more, like, entertaining, fun kind of way.
Yeah, I enjoy skill-based challenges and story-heavy games. I usually try to go for a balance of about 2/3 role-play and skill checks and 1/3 combat.
That's probably about the ratio that I'd be going for. Combat heavy can get really tedious, and sometimes combat takes a really long time. Like, I cannot stand it when one battle lasts multiple sessions. It's just too much.
You never get the map set up correctly the same exact way. You always maybe mix up targets, hit point, remaining. the players get really particular about the layout being precise, because a mistake in that could, put them at a tactical disadvantage.
Yeah.
So they have every right to be worried about it.
Agreed. So yeah, like, one of the benefits of having a live stream of it is I'll go back and rewatch it after we've done a session, and I'll make notes of story, like little tiny story plots that get thrown in there randomly, so that I don't lose those threads, and like be able to keep up with where everything was when we finished.
I just started using an old audio recorder I found from college to record my sessions for the pay-to-play game I'm running on Sundays, and that was really helpful. I didn't have to worry about trying to take notes, and knew that I wouldn't lose any of the minor details that I might drop and then lose down the line. I don't want to lose these kind of things that I'm adding in when people are expecting a professional experience at that point.
Yeah. Yeah, I am definitely excited about the playback ability of going back and making sure I don't miss things, because there's always a lot to keep up with, and there's more to keep up with having chats in multiple places, like in the stream and in the Discord. Were you able to get did you get the permissions to talk in the hero channel?
I did. Thank you very much.
You are welcome. The people will be able to, let's see, people will be able to look at the heroes chat, but they won't be able to communicate in it. That is for the players and I to communicate without the chaos of a general public that can get trolly at times. I'm not a fool. I've been at this for a little while. So the heroes chat is view only, other than people who have the heroes role and Coda and I. The heroes voice chat is only for us. So we will be in that, and he will be in this general chat that we're in now with the general public. And I've got a general chat for people who are interested in contributing to the story. If they're trying to benefit the ally story, then they can post it publicly. If they're wanting to add to the villain story, then they send me a direct message. I think this adds a very deep layer of intrigue, and you do not know what's coming next. Nobody knows what's coming next. I don't even know what's coming next. I can make my plans, but I'm leaving it open and fluid for people to come in and have fun with it. I think it's really fun to have a community-driven story.
Player-driven story is always fun, and player backstories always impact the game to some extent anyways. I like the old saying, no character survives contact with the campaign, and no campaign survives contact with the characters.
That's awesome. Yeah. Yeah, I'm definitely intrigued to see how this develops, because I've started putting together like the teaching staff at the school and kind of getting the class together. I am loosely using some of D&D lore, and like, I don't know, I'm using kind of a basic outline, like grabbing their deities' names and basic info, and then I'm not really going to dig into their actual lore. I'm going to build my own from there. And like I figure a lot of people will probably have input on things like that. Which saves me work anyway.
Yeah, for my homebrew world, I'm using the deities from the Dragonlance D&D setting, and it's been around since '84, I want to say. It's got a whole series of almost 200 novels,
Wow.
and it started as just some pre-written adventure paths from the guy who wrote the whole Ravenloft, the original version of Curse of Strahd.
Okay.
Hang on.
You having problems?
Yeah, I'm logging into the wrong account on my iPad.
Oh no. We have too many accounts going to too many places. It's so hard to keep up with all of them.
Mm-hmm.
Are you interested in hearing about the characters that I have so far for the school?
Absolutely.
Okay. The headmaster of the Harold Hill Think System School for the Imaginary is Harold Hill, a rogue halfling. The spellcasting teacher is the elf wizard known as David Bowie.
Fucking epic.
The dance teacher is a monk elf named Aaliyah. And the bard music teacher is a bard half-orc named Lemmy Killmister. And the communications teacher has not been named. They're going to be a human druid, and that's actually the pay-to-boost character in the party. The communications teacher is going to be kind of like the first person that you really meet and get to interact with in the story as you're getting your characters worked out. Kind of like the enrollment process.
Dang it. Sorry.
It's okay. It happens. Feedback, loopy. I'm giving you a little bit more information than I generally planned on giving to my players, so kudos on getting in early while I'm excited and chatty.
I love to get in on things on the ground floor.
Lemmy, the half-orc bard that is the music teacher, is chaotic neutral, and his deity is Oldamara, the chaotic neutral god. And let's see. Harold Hill, the halfling rogue, lawful evil, also Oldamara. David Bowie, the wizard elf, chaotic good, and Vecna, which is neutral evil. So I've got some interesting like interactivity between the alignments, which I think will be fun to play with. Aaliyah, the elf monk, is neutral good and follows Saint Cuthbert, lawful neutral. The druid human is Obad High, who is neutral, but I haven't given them an alignment yet because that's kind of supposed to be viewer generated. Like, I'll fill out the story. I'm procrastinating on it to give other people time to be included
Well,
in
I
the
hope I
story.
roll good. I'd love to start out the game with a 20 intelligence score.
So yeah, I definitely think that this will be an interesting format and fun to play with. Like some of the pay to boost things I've got listed is stats, plot points, character names, and character aspects. Any suggestions for things that people can alter? Awesome. Yay! I like it when knowledge is transferable. Oh. Ooh. Yes, I find that I very much enjoyed puzzle traps in my games. Like, that was one of the things that I enjoyed most about the first game that I ran. Gonna have a bag of poking sticks with you this time, Coda?
Yeah, totally. You never know when you need a poking stick.
He had a full work character in our last game, and the guy ended up carrying around a bag of poking sticks, and everything they came across he would poke. Like, which at traps was freaking amazingly helpful. If the stick melted, don't touch the trap. If
Yep.
it caught on fire, don't touch it. Like, if something bad happened to the stick, it was a bad place. Don't do that.
That
thing.
stick's my canary.
The stick is his canary, is what he says. Like, generally, I don't keep up with experience either. It's just everybody levels together as a party.
I usually use milestone leveling as well. It makes it easier for when life gets in the way of people
Yeah.
making it to game session. I'm only doing XP numbers in my latest game because the players want the grittiest, most challenging game possible.
Fair enough. And, like, that's cool for experienced people. Like, that's great. But, like, yeah, I've had some people who have never played before interested, and I want it to be as less stressful as possible. Ooh, did you type that somewhere?
I typed it in Discord.
Oh, okay.
I was trying to get it to show up in Restream.
Gotcha. So I'm hoping the tutorial and simplified aspects, like, that's why I had the narrowed down choices. Like, I kind of have a very loose game plan in my, it's more of like building the story off of the setting and a few characters at this point. And like having that in place, I was like, okay, what would be the most likely classes here, and what would be the most beneficial races to those classes. So that's why I gave those selections that I did there, and then I added the other for people who are more knowledgeable and might want to do something more. But I'm going to be honest, that is a simpatico test, and I appreciate you passed. I would have still let you in, but I would have been really, really concerned if you had went other, because one of my first, like my first game that I ran, I had a player like, and there's always one, like, there's always one in there. Is that a thing we can get away from?
I mean, we can limit it to certain source books for classes and feats and such. That way you can limit some of the crazier choices.
And that's why I have those, like, depending on how many I have, like, that fill out the sheet that want to do, like, I would be more likely to pick somebody who chose one of the 3 classes that I gave, because I'm concerned that somebody that picks something else is going to start, like, getting really specific and wanting different prestige classes that just don't make any goddamn sense. And let me tell you, if you choose to be a healer and you take a vow of non-violence, you may not hit people to heal them. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah.
So, like, that game wrung me out really bad, and I kind of swore off D&D. I've been really surprised with myself how I've been like, I'm gonna run a D&D game. Like, am I really doing this again? Like, that's why I have some very specific suggestions that will fall in line with the game plan, and, like, I've watched some really good gaming sessions since then, and seen how some really good DMs keep control of the storyline and keep people moving in the right direction, but still allow for the players to make their own choices and play with the storyline. So that was really helpful in seeing some good ways to get around crazy stuff. I have not, but I will write that down, because I was thinking it's time to do a little watching of some of those things. You said Matt Mercer? Okay. Do you watch Viva La Dirt League? They have, that's the channel name. They have Epic NPC Man and Board and PUBG something. They're a sketch comedy group that does little short videos, and one of the longer video things that they did was like a 8 or 9 session D&D game where their epic NPC man characters ran a D&D game, and that was probably the point where I was like, okay, maybe I could do this again, because that guy is a god at this, and he is really good at keeping these chaotic, crazy, rambunctious, hilarious people on track. So, like, it was a very well done game, and I've been thinking it's time to go back and watch that one again. And I will check out Matt Mercer as well. Critical Role. Okay. 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 Cool. Cool. Well, I will see if I can find that, and if I can't, I will definitely let you know. druids have healing, right? Okay. Alright, the pay to boost character is a druid. So, like, that character, I intend, like, it's going to be a teacher at the school, but that's going to be a teacher that actually sticks with you through the game, whereas the rest of the teachers you will eventually leave behind when you leave the school. But the pay to boost character, the human druid, is will make sure that they have enough healing to be beneficial. Make sure potions are readily available.
I can't figure this one out. I know we figured it out before, but
We may need to shut down the stream and restart it,
yep.
or to save the changes. Like, shut it down, go in, make sure the changes apply, and then restart the stream.
Yeah. Yeah, we can do that.
Okay.
We'll be right back.
Talking to the stream, you are actually in the Discord, so we're not hanging up on you. I'm turning my mic back on and smoking a cigarette.